Did I sleep with my buddy's girlfriend? That's what I'm going to talk about on tonight's show. I'm going to tell you the entire truth about the incident. Good, bad, or ugly. I'm going to come clean about exactly what went down that night. So that's the question I'm going to answer on tonight's show. Did I sleep with my buddy's girlfriend a few years back? I want to thank you for joining me. It's a long story. It's not going to be a quick answer. I got to tell the backstory. I got to tell you exactly what went down. And you can judge for yourself who was in the right, who was in the wrong. It's always two sides to every story. During this story, Big Pumpkin has advised me to change the names to protect the guilty. Ain't that right, Big Pumpkin? So Big Pumpkin says to change the name. So some of y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And some of the people involved have left comments talking about the incident. Some people talking about it have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They're just making shit up. And it's been several years ago, but it's come to the point that it's time to set the record straight. And my kids will be filtered in and out, so at times I got to go back to talking about barbecue versus talking about what I'm going to talk about. So let me back things up a bit, and I'll show you how I got this place cleaned up. There was a lot of opposition from these Filipinas. So take a look at what it took for me to get my grill and my balcony here cleaned up. Okay, first of all, we got to clean out this barbecue grill, Maria Mercedes. Okay, hold that thing open. Get the big pieces out here so we can get the tray. We got to clean this out. You ready to do some barbecuing? No, you know why? Because you were laying in there watching TV on a Sunday. And then Papa said, come out here and help me clean the barbecue grill. And then what did you say? What did you say? You said, oh no, I got to work. I got to go outside and sweat. You had a nice fan set up, remote control, 55-inch TV. You were in heaven for a while there, right? Life ain't fair, sweet Maria. But I tell you what, after Papa gets done cooking, you're gonna be happy. All that noise was from one leaf rolling down the street. My goodness. Okay, stand over there. I'm gonna dump this thing. So my grill here.
There's a sweat in my nose, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You can wipe it off just a second. Take this tray. Let's try not to make a mess here, Maria Mercedes. I'm just gonna set it down into the bag. There we go, folks. Old single dad got the techniques. And just bring it over here.
It's so dusty already.
All right, Papa's got it from here. Step back so you don't get dust all over you. This little tray worth its weight in gold. I'm getting a little dust kicked up. Not too much. Here we go. Just dump it into that bag because the bag's got holes in it. Man, I'm in bad need of a coconut chopper. When you don't have resources, you become resourceful. So I'm just going to take my grill here, or my charcoal chimney. Oh, look at that. Beautiful scraper. Holy moly. Who knew? I hope I got that in frame. You just take your charcoal chimney, which is nice and sharp. Put your tray down into the bag. And just do the I want the knife. What movie is that from? champion. Look at that. The cleanest the thing's been since I bought it. That's it. Okay, now if you'll notice, my daughter, whoa, onto the toe. Never barbecue while barefoot, but that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I need to put some shoes on. If you'll notice, my daughter took the first opportunity she could find to exit the AO, where she don't got to do no work. Folks, it's one of them things, you know. You raise your kids too soft, and they become divas. We don't want to see our kids have to go through.
Okay, I was been staring at the fan while it's on.
You were staring at the fan while it's on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Stare up over there.
We don't want our kids to have to go through the hardships that we went through. But the problem is, when we don't put them through the hardships that we went through, we raise divas.
So hot
Okay, there you go. It's so hot, I want to get back in the shade, she says. It's not the same. It's not the same. These kids these days. It's our fault. It's my fault. Making them too soft. Right now, it's starting to rain a little bit. Hear a little bit of thunder over there in the distance. And everybody's going to want to call this barbecue off and go inside. I'm not calling this barbecue off. I got to go over there and put the camera inside. Just like on Q. It's a non-scripted show.
Marcos!
Baby, I hear you. Okay? There's a little bit of rain. There's no need.
No, I'm going to melt!
You're not going to melt. There's no need to panic. The only thing that we need to worry about is the camera. So I need something to go over the top of the camera here. I'm not going to stop my barbecue operation because of a few drops of rain. Okay? Even if I have to move it over there.
Oh.
Okay, well, she give me a t-shirt. I guess that's better than nothing. So all I'm going to do, take this Uka Uka t-shirt. I need to put it over the camera anyhow because the sun, when I first come out here, the sun wasn't too bad. But that sun. Let's see what we got there. It's a little bit in frame. Tuck that in. There you go. See? The only thing that really can't get wet is the camera. Everybody else can get wet. They're gonna live. But if you ask my daughter or the old lady, they're gonna act like they're gonna melt. Again, just making them soft. Just making these kids just like generation, what is it? I forget. Generation Z, skinny jean wearing Call of Duty shitheads. The screen generation. Fucking born with an iPhone in their hand. So I was browsing the internet and I saw this picture. I guess over in America y'all are roasting this Democrat governor. Who's it? The governor of Virginia. She posted a picture apparently of her behind a barbecue grill. But it's like she's got all this like meat that was just pulverized on the grill. People trying to figure out what kind of meat it is. Then part of the story too was where that senator last year
There's more.
on Father's Day posted that photo where he was behind the grill with some hamburgers that looked like they just come out of the freezer, but one of the burgers had a slice of cheese on top. Now, obviously you can't cook that burger the whole time with that cheese. You're gonna burn the cheese. I think it's Chuck Schumer. Is that his name? But he said something about his his daughter and her wife had bought a house. And they had always lived in an apartment their entire life. I thought about that for a minute, and I said, how can somebody be a senator and have that much power, and they've lived in an apartment, probably an upscale swank apartment their entire life? We let them be in charge of major decisions of the country. The dude don't know how to barbecue a hamburger. He don't know that you gotta cook the damn thing and put the cheese on at the last minute. How do we elect leaders that don't have basic life skills? Now look, I had a lot of friends back in the day from New York City that never driven a car. And they had lived in an apartment their entire life as well. A lot of people out there never killed a chicken, or they've never seen a pig get slaughtered. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's pretty funny that the dude didn't know how to barbecue hamburgers, but is it really his fault? The product of our environment. He was born into that environment. Never barbecued. Never had a place to barbecue, I reckon. Just like folks who have never driven a car. But I don't know. I would just think that a senator, a U.S. senator, would have more life skills and life experience. That if he don't have enough common sense to know you can't put the cheese on a frozen patty, I don't know. I guess it's just an endemic of a bigger problem. If you don't have enough common sense to barbecue a hamburger, then what does that say about your major decisions, affecting hundreds of millions of people? And I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just rambling. So, got the grill cleaned out. Got to clean my pipe out too. I may have a little bit. So this little vent thing here makes a good pipe scraper. I just go like that right there. Helps me clean out my pipe. This pipe stopped up really bad. What happened, I thought that it went and curved. I thought it was a curved, and I'm trying to figure out how to get down in there and clean it out, and I didn't realize it's just a straight. So what I did, I took one of these skewers and just shoved it down in there. Boom, cleaned the pipe right out. Who knew? I thought it was curved. I needed a pipe cleaner. I didn't need a pipe cleaner. I just needed one of them skewers. Alright, I gotta get back to cleaning up this mess. I gotta clean up the place before we go any further. Oh pumpkin. Oh, big pumpkin. No, I need you ladies out here to help clean up this mess. I'm not barbecuing until this mess is cleaned up. Okay, so I got one hiding from the sun, one trying to get back in front of the fan. Okay, ladies, both of you get out here, please, and help me clean this mess up. Both of you. Make sure the TV is off. Let's go to work. Here's the trash right here. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's a big team effort. Go ahead and put the trash into the trash bag. Why you? Because this is a family team effort. Okay, where's my daughter? Okay, but nice try trying to skate out of the work. You see, struck on Monday here. What I'm up against dealing with Filipinos. Filipinos will spend an entire day trying to get out of work, which would require them maybe 30 minutes, an hour. Oh yeah, real nice. Forrest G, you help too. Pick up the trash, put in the bag for Daddy. Thank you very much, son. Come a little bit of a rain out here. Yeah, whatever's not wet, I'll keep, but if it's wet, get rid of it. It rained just enough to get all my cardboard wet, but that's okay. I'll just thin out the herd. Thin out the trash out here. All that's wet, ladies. Go ahead and take care of that. Take care of business. All right, folks. Everybody likes to eat, but nobody wants to do the work.
Mama.
Got a couple dry pieces. I think I got enough. Yeah, I've been doing all the hard work out here, cleaning this grill. As I always do the hard work, as y'all can clearly see around here. Now, y'all continue the mission of cleaning up all the trash
You're so noisy.
and all the paper. I'm so noisy. But let me tell you something. My voice narrating this world famous award-winning travel show and cooking show, that's what the people want. They don't want no ASMR, nobody talking type show. They want to hear me talk about the mysteries of life. Okay, so y'all keep going, keep it up, keep up the good work. Yeah, there's 2 pieces over there. Over there, don't, under the tripod right over there. Don't knock the camera around. I don't have to reframe that camera. You see right there up against that wall? Okay, get it, go to work. There you go, right there. There you go, get that plastic too. All right, load it up in there. Now, ladies, yeah, Forrest, can I get some of that cold water, man? I certainly appreciate you, man.
I'm the one who bring it up here.
I'll take some cold water.
Downstairs.
Okay, now listen, y'all not listening. I need both of you to take that down to the trash and bring me some charcoal back up here because I don't have any charcoal. So that's a teamwork. Teamwork, Filipinos.
What happened there? It's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock. It's too hot, she says. It's 2 o'clock. It's too hot. Careful with that. Don't drop that dust or y'all be cleaning up a mess. I don't feel for them. You know what I mean? I was a kid growing up with no black flag days where it got too hot. Raise a black flag, you can't train. If it was hot, it meant drink some more water from the manguera. Drink some more water from the garden hose. Okay? Splash some water on your face. Put a hat on. Put a straw hat on. Get a big sombrero. And continue on with what the hell you were doing. Drive on with the mission. Too many excuses these days. Just not big on excuses. Got everything fired up. The old lady did bring up the charcoal. Got this big, that's a sugar sack, 50 kilogram sugar sack full of ooling. Yeah, it's probably, what do we got here? Maybe 3 more cooks. I'll say that's the most I got. Probably about 3 more cooks and then voila, be bingo. Why Filipinos always complain. That's all they do is complain. Got a man who is doing all the work here with this grill. Gonna make her the best food she's ever had in her entire life, and she's gonna complain that it's hot. Hey, this is the Philippines. This is the only place you've ever lived. It's always hot. That's like the taxi drivers in Manila saying, oh, traffic, too much traffic. No shit, there's traffic 24 hours a day in Manila. It's hot most of the time here, and oh, by the way, it's cool right now. It's not hot. And I don't care how hot it gets, it's not gonna affect my barbecue operation. I'm not letting the sun, nor the wind, or the elements, or the rain tell me when to barbecue. I'm gonna tell the elements and the sun and the earth when I'm gonna barbecue. Just like if I'm running up a hill, I'm not gonna let my back tell me when to stop. I'm gonna tell my back when to stop. Okay, anything else? Okay, anything else you want to talk about? It's not gonna work. I'm trying to get an efficient way here. Yeah, there's a more efficient way, but if I try to turn it up for it, it'll probably make a big old mess. Just go the slow route here. What I could do now, because I would just chop this bag in half, but I want to use this bag for a trash can. We recycle and reuse everything here. You know why? Baby, what do you always call me? What's your nickname for me? Huh? Cheap what? So I always call you a cheap bastard. Difference. Well, I guess there's a fine line between being cheap and being frugal, or being on a budget. I always say, you know, we talk about the budget traveler, being on a budget travel. It's just another word for being broke. And I'm not casting those stones. Often, most of the time, I'm a budget traveler as well. My gosh, I'm not casting stones at nobody. I'm a redneck. I used to dumpster dive like everybody else back in the day. But budget travel, you on a budget, means you're broke. God. What's the best hotel? Angeles City? It's the ABC Hotel if you have money. It's not the best hotel if you're a budget traveler. You're a budget traveler, which means you're broke. You're looking for the maximum longevity. How long can I stay on the money I got? Fire this thing up. I was gonna do this talk live. Because the purpose of this video is to explain myself and for you to hear my side of the story of what went down that night years ago. But I got the wife and kids out here. Baby, how long y'all gonna stay out here? Y'all gonna stay out here the whole time? Yeah? Okay, I was just gonna tell the story, but it's no problem. Y'all welcome to be here.
I know that too.
Yeah, but I can't tell the story around the children. Wouldn't be appropriate. Foresty, over there, man. Stop picking that off that. Huh?
Hey, he's going there because the hot dog is there.
Oh, he's trying to steal them hot dogs?
Oh.
Forrest G. I wasn't paying attention, but he going over there trying to steal them hot dogs.
Daddy's working him here.
Hopefully I can get this thing going.
Go. Doing crap in there.
Might not get this thing started. The charcoal is dry because it's been downstairs, but the this stuff here is sort of waterlogged. I don't know if I get it going or if I have to go get some more paper. Got any paper scraps, sweetie?
Give me back.
Yeah, bring Big Daddy some. Oh, this is wet. Put it up top, let it dry out a little bit. Oh, this is wet, baby. I need some.
That charcoal, did you put?
It's dry. But I've been starting fires since before you were born. Okay? And I was doing it without the help of cut up plastic bottles. Okay? The problem is I'm working with wet materials. So I think Maria Mercedes is going to go do crafts. Folks, she loves to do crafts. She said, I'm a craft girl. She loves doing crafts, any type of crafts. She'll sit there and do homemade crafts, all kind of stuff. Painting, making things out of cardboard. She loves doing that. So when she moves her operation inside to do the crafts, and I'll go get back on topic. Back to telling the story. Like I said, folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, is that dry?
Just
All right, good job. Thank you very much. Leftover craft stuff. Hey. Leftover craft stuff that we will upcycle, recycle, whatever. We don't waste stuff around here. I'm trying to save the environment. Speaking of saving the environment, a lot of y'all always ask me about my apron. I'm sporting this apron right here from Patagonia, from their workwear collection. Made out of hemp and a polyester blend. I don't really like the polyester, but okay, whatever. For the apron, I'm not gonna cry about it. These days I don't like wearing anything synthetic. But my yellow t-shirts from their workwear collection, it's organic cotton and hemp. Best t-shirt I've ever had. No polyester, no nylon, none of that fake plastic stuff. This is a great apron, but I do admit it has polyester in it. Anyhow, it's about Patagonia, the workwear collection. At least it was when I bought it. Not sure if they still have any of these in stock. You gotta go over there and see. But just an awesome apron. Cooking, work, whatever. Highly recommend it. Get your hands on one. Alright, now we're getting a tune out of that trombone thanks to her dry. Oh yeah, look at that. Now babe, we're gonna need to batten down the hatches where we don't get smoke in the house. Pretty simple. I can close this one door right here. One window.
How about me? Let's go inside for this one. Little bit.
Y'all just gonna leave me out here by myself?
But the door.
Alright, fine. Y'all take a break. Alright, take a break. Just close the door so it doesn't get smoke in there. Knock 'em back. Alright, make sure I'm recording here. Baby, I'm gonna need you to provide some expert witness testimony as well. What I'm shooting on now, I'm shooting on my old Sony camcorder. Was it 12-year technology? This thing is a champion. It's a Sony FDR AX100. If a UFO appeared in the sky, out of all my cameras, which one would I grab? It would be this one right here, 100%. I love my FX3, but it's not a run and gun, go to war camera. It's more of a make movie, put it on a tripod, studio type camera, dial it in. This thing right here is a workhorse. Anyhow, so I'm not worried about doing a thermal shutdown out here, but you do want to keep the sun off of it. All right, so I get that thing going, put another piece under there. See if we can get one more piece under there going. I don't know if that'll burn or not because it's part of the damp stock. But see, I put that on there and it's not exactly OSHA approved, but I haven't had it fall off yet. But it just lets that wind just come through there and it starts it up a lot quicker. If you stick it in here in the grill, it blocks the wind flow underneath the thing. It don't look like this thing's gonna cooperate too much. Let's try to light it one more time. Got $1 million grill and 10-cent lighters. Let's see what you do. Now that joker is dry enough, now it should burn down here. Put the wet ones in the top. Once you get it going, let it dry out, and then these things will take off like Seabiscuit. I say that. A 10-cent lighter. There you go. See, lighten up. Before that thing was just too damp. There you go. Always forget to open up my chimney. Okay. All right, got everything secured. House is battened down. Got me some music going. Got everything but a cold beer. Back to the topic at hand. Did I sleep with my buddy's girlfriend a few years ago? Well, Smoke, where do I begin? First of all, I'm changing the names to the people involved. Why? To protect the guilty. So, I'll call my buddy. Some of y'all already know. I just, I'll give everybody different names. So I'm gonna call my buddy, we'll call my buddy Troy. So this is my buddy Troy. Good friend of mine. Over here, I don't have many friends. I don't have time for many friends, okay? I'm not over here on vacation like most folks who come over here 1 week, 2 week millionaires, want to blow it out, want to party. Folks, I live over here on this side of the globe. Lead an active lifestyle, but I'm busy. So the friends that I have developed over the years that I call friends are few and far between. And so my buddy Troy at the time was one of my good friends. Went down to his crib every night, every other night, drinking beer on the beach, hanging out, barbecuing, smoking meat, listening to old stories, you know, talking about the mysteries of life. Just a good friend. Just a good friend and a good old shit. Now he's older than me. But anyhow, you know, just a good friend. And so Troy got a girlfriend at the time. I don't know if they're still together, or I don't know nothing about their status now, other than some chismes. But basically, Troy had a girlfriend. We'll call her Jezebel. Now, that might be a harsh term, but she is responsible for this whole incident that I'm not happy about. But in the same sense, I still consider her a friend. So we'll just give her the name Jezebel. So Troy and Jezebel, you know, they live down the way from us. We're over there every night, every other night. We're all friends. This is back when Janice was with us. Maria Mercedes was with us 50% of the time. So it was me. On this particular day, it was me, Janice, Fatima, Forrest G. And I don't really remember like what I did earlier in the day, because folks, I used to wake up in the morning and just immediately pop the top on a beer. When I was drinking beer, I didn't drink bottled water. A San Mig Light was the equivalent of bottled water for me. I wake up in the morning, start drinking, go to editing, cooking, whatever I'm doing, I got a beer in my hand. And when you drink a lot of beer, it tends to cloud your memory. You know, Pablo said one time before he died, may you rest in peace, my good friend. He said that he wanted to stop drinking so much so he could remember more of these trips and these adventures that we go on. Which the irony to that is, you know, no good story or no good adventure ever started with somebody eating a salad. Got that from my other buddy. Okay, alcohol is a catalyst of a lot of good damn adventures and great stories. Now it's also the catalyst for making unwise decisions and everything in between. But anyhow, he said he wanted to quit drinking so much so he could remember more of our adventures. And so all of the fine details of the day aren't exactly clear, but I have other people, independent witnesses, that obviously know, you know, what went down that night. So I'll just start out by telling you my day, what I remember. I don't remember not much of the morning, but what happened in the afternoon, you know, well, the sun's going down over there. Sun's going down. We all gather over there on the beach at a little bar right on the beach, and we're sitting in, you know, tables right on the sand, and we're watching the sun go down, drinking beer. Now, again, I had been drinking beer all day long, as I normally did. So we're out there. It's me, Janice, Fatima, Forrest G was there playing in the sand. Eric and Mercy, my good friends. Troy, Jezebel, somewhere in the mix, hanging out or somewhere in the area. There was another gentleman involved in this incident, a trike driver who we'll call Fast Eddie. And I don't remember who else was at our table. It was a gathering of friends, but it was at least the three groups of friends. You know, couple, and then, you know, I was rolling deuces back then. And we're just having some beers on the beach, enjoying the sun go down over the mountains right there on Subic Bay, which we did quite often. I won't say every night, but my gosh, go check out that live stream. Go to my live streams and just look at that sunset over Subic Bay if you've never seen it. It's gorgeous. You know, is Subic Bay the Bahamas type water? Well, no, it's not, but that's not the positives of Subic Bay. It's the damn views. My gosh, mountains, beach, sunset. I mean, everything is just gorgeous there, right? All right, and make sure you set this out of the way, especially when you're barefoot. And again, I don't recommend you barbecue barefoot, folks. This isn't an OSHA approved show, but you know what? I don't think the video can actually see my feet. So I'll just go ahead and be on the honor system. I'm wearing steel-toed, OSHA approved, flame resistant boots. Oh yeah, that was perfect. That's perfect right there. And that is some kind of hot. And yeah, I could clean this a little bit more, but I'll just throw the darn thing on there. Now close this vent over here, and I crack my drawer over here. And so I got airflow going like that. By design, you close that and open it up here, but the airflow only goes like that. So what I have done is open the airflow here where it goes across the coals and goes out. Now, anybody who's a fire science major, you can go ahead and quarterback what I do, but the manufacturer, they put it over here, but to me it don't make sense. It's just going like that, where over here it's going across some coals, and it seems to work better. It'll get hotter and it'll just go better. I mean, that temperature is rocking on up there right now. Excellent grill. Give them a shout out to my friends at Barrel Pro. This is the Home Pro griller. It's made here in the Philippines. It's not made in China. It's not imported. It's made locally right here in the Philippines by the good folks in Bulacan, just north of Manila. And most of the grills that you've ever seen on my show, we've had, this is our 4th or 5th grill, I can't remember which one, are by this company. Great Grills, Smokers. This is the first just grill we've had. Usually we buy the smokers, but it turns out we don't smoke meat too much. So we just bought the grill. That one's good. So, let's see, where was I? Make sure I don't melt my plastic receptacles over here. I've got a big piece of charcoal here. It's wet. What could I do with it? I'll put it in there because it'll dry it out. So, give that just a second to get going. We're sitting on the beach. We're having some drinks. Everything's going well. Everybody's chilling. And it was a Friday, Saturday night, if I remember correctly. And Mercy said, hey, let's go bar hopping tonight. I said, sounds like a great idea to me. Eric was down with it. I'm down with it. Janice was down with it. Fatima's not so much a bar hopper, so she's gonna go home, stay home with Forrest G, which she did a lot. You know, she's an introvert. She likes to stay at home. Janice is an extrovert. She likes to roll. All right, no problem. Well, so I didn't even suggest that we go out that night. It wasn't my idea. It was somebody else at the table. Okay, let's go. I'm down with it. Jezebel was down with it, chomping at the bit to go. My buddy Troy wasn't. Now, it's not for me to question another man as to how he runs his camp or his kingdom. Okay? He didn't want to go. No problem. I thought it ended there. All right, no problem, buddy. After we get done drinking beer, we'll see you tomorrow. I thought that pretty simple. All right, so everybody didn't want to go. What's the big deal with that? But there was some, I don't know, there was some tension there. I remember there being a little tension. But he wanted to go home. She didn't. And it was just vague tension. There was vague tension. The other people who are at the table, I'm sure they have better recollections of what was exactly said, what wasn't said. But I'm not the one. I just can't recall exactly what was said. I remember there being tension. He didn't want to go. She wanted to go. So me and Janice leave to take and put my camera stuff up. So we all go back to the crib, put our stuff up. We join back up. And boom, I can't remember how we linked up, but she like popped up like a jack in the box into the mix. I'm talking about Jezebel. I'm like, like, what are you doing here? I thought Troy didn't want to go. And I don't remember what was said, but I knew right then that there was going to be some trouble. Now, follow me here. If you and your wife or you and your girlfriend are out somewhere and you're tired and you're saying, no, it's time to take her to the barn, let's go. We got stuff to do, or we got food. And then, you know what? I think there was some food involved. We were going to go eat or something. I hope I'm not mixing apples and oranges, but maybe it's coming back to me. I think the man had been cooking something all day in the crock pot. And we were going to go out to eat or something, and he had food that he'd been cooking all day at the house. I think that may have played into it as well. Another reason why he didn't want to roll, because they had a big ass meal waiting on him. I think that. I'll have to verify with Big Pumpkin. So, anyhow, she pops into the mix. I know there's going to be some trouble, because if I said, hey, let's go, and one or both of my ladies said, no, we're going to party. Hey, it's a free world. You're free to do whatever you want to do. But I'm also free to dismiss you from my kingdom and end our relationship, just as you have the right to end our relationship. And that's just my thoughts on it, right? I don't roll like that. I'm gonna let some chick tell me, no, you going home and do what you're gonna do. I'm going out and I'm doing, well, you want to be a single lady. There's the portal to freedom, it's called the door. Walk through it, don't come back. Good luck to you. Not running a prison here. So, the Big Pumpkin is bringing out, that's too much sauce, baby.
It's just a small, like.
Now, did you already double dip the meat in there?
No.
Then go take half of it so we can dip on the table. Before you dip that in the meat, go put half of it down there and we can dip that. But after I double dip with the brush, we can't use it to dip the meat when it's cooked. Oh, how many times I gotta explain food safety and cross-contamination and everything else. Hey, out of here, man. It's a private residence over here, man. No, you can't dip it in there because you got raw meat in there.
You put the sauce in the rest of here. I put in the no push.
If you do it like that, you can do it, yes.
You don't. Nah, lami anymore.
Take that bowl. Okay, yeah, leave me the brush, leave me that, and you go put that in the ref. And now we got some sauce to dip stuff. No! This one's the clean one. That had meat in it. Now go put it in the ref. Don't leave it out or the flies are going to get on it.
Let's go for it. I don't want to hurt him. Let's go. Hurry up, put this in the ref.
You cannot explain food handling safety to a Filipina from a village. You cannot. They don't understand cross-contamination. Okay, I'm telling a story. I'm trying to defend myself in this big, long story. Can you just... Okay, close the door. You know, it'd be nice. You could take Forrest G for a walk around the block. Whoa! That's what you get for putting them in the bowl like that. My gosh.
Don't burn that high. Don't airport trapalan to.
Okay, listen. I ain't never burned anything in my life, but you realize you put the hot dogs on top of the hot peppers. So if the hot dogs are too hot, it's called cross-contamination. Don't blame me. I don't want anybody complaining that the meat's spicy. You put the peppers on top of the meat. You put the hot dogs on top of the peppers, and so. I don't know if I need your help.
I think he don't know what he's doing. Not like that.
Put it sideways so they don't fall through there.
No, they're not going to fall.
I'd love for you just to get out of my way and let me do what I do best. Gosh. You're blocking the view, okay?
You don't know how to.
Look, the viewers don't want to see you. They want to see this meat. We're married Filipina. Okay. Let her cook for you. Okay, you go ahead. I'm gonna read you. Whoa! Damn pipe. Okay. I'm gonna read y'all. I'm just gonna read y'all a comment from my brain, which made me laugh. One of y'all fine folks out there left a comment a while back. He said, if you love food, the Philippines will crush your soul. Not my words. It's a comment by one of my viewers. She's inside the house trying to supervise me. Back to the story. Back to the story. Where was I? So we initially, when we link up and the girl's there, there's going to be a problem. I know that. Because a lot of us all think alike, right? But at that point, what right do I have to get involved in their affairs, to tell the girl what to do? Matter of fact, I did tell her. I mean, I counseled her, but it's not my place to tell her what to do. I don't have any standing to tell her what to do. But I said a few things like, hey, shouldn't you be at home with your man? I mean, it's bros before hoes. I'm like, what are you doing here? But I don't have any control over that girl. I don't know what was said. I don't know if maybe he said, okay, just go ahead and get out of the house. I'll watch the game or whatever. I don't know. What I do know is it's not my position to tell her what to do. She's going out with the crew. She's a friend of ours. They're having a dispute. Maybe her going out for a little bit might give him time to calm down. No, it's just gonna piss him off. There was nothing I could do, so we roll out. This part is vague, but according to Janice, we went over to Barcelona and hit the bars in that area. I don't even remember none of that. And at some point, somebody made the recommendation, let's go to the Naked Bar. And that's not the actual name of the bar, but it's a nickname that we call this bar. We call it the Naked Bar. Love going to the Naked Bar. And in the words of Anthony Bourdain, chances are you've never been there before. Okay? Most tourists don't go there. I'm not going to tell you where it's at. It's one of my secret little hideaways. If I ever do go back to drinking and bar hopping and chasing these ladies and doing all that type of activity, I don't want everybody crowding my little hideaway. So at some point, after been drinking all day long, drinking on the beach, bar hopping over in that area, what do they call it, the quad? I think that's what they call it. I have no idea where all we went. We end up at the Naked Bar. And we get to the Naked Bar, and I was out of gas. And this is the last stop of the night. This is later in the night, right? So we get to the Naked Bar, and we get sat down. And as I recall it, I was sitting by my buddy Eric, and I dozed off. Now look, I hate to admit that, but a man's, I'm not afraid to air my dirty laundry. I was passing out, just not passing out drunk, I was sleepy. I was drunk, but I was sleepy. Not like I was blacking out, but I was just like sleepy. I took me a nap, I woke up, and there was this big, thick Filipina single mom up on the stage. Probably had 5 kids if I had to guess. I'm talking big titties, stretch marks, big ass, fat rolls going everywhere. I thought I'd done woke up. I thought I was in heaven. Like, oh Lord, that damn big one's done got me. I just remember waking up like, holy shit, yeah. And then, after she perked me up a little bit, after the initial excitement wore off and she rolled off stage, I went back to, I was out of gas and I had to admit it to myself. And I remember turning to Eric and I was like, dude, can call me a pussy or whatever I said, you know. I'm trying to man up, but I'm done. Bro, I'm done. I'm out of gas. I'm out of here. I gotta go. I'm about to fall asleep. So I thought that I just rolled out and got in a trike, and Janice said, no, I was with you. We walked out of the place and just walked home. I said, oh, okay. I just talked to her yesterday and confirmed the story. They filled in a bunch of the gaps. So me and her rolled home, back to the crib. I took a shower and went to bed. Now, where was Eric and Mercy, Fast Eddie, Jezebel? They were still at the Naked Bar. And maybe they left right after we left. I don't know. All I know is this dude was out of gas. Per Janice's testimony, we left together, went straight to the crib. I took a shower, went to the bed. That's about what I remember. But if she hadn't clarified that yesterday, I thought I just stumbled into a trike and went home. But these fine details are how people pick apart your story. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, sweetie. You know, the devil is in the details. You know, what happens when somebody tries to recall an event from years ago, especially if they've been drinking, sometimes you don't get all the details. Aha, I got you. You said that you took a trike home, then Janice testified that you walked home. What else are you lying about? So anyhow, that should have been my night. That should have been my night. My buddy and his old lady had a little LQ. That's between them. Ain't got shit to do with this guy. I went out with one of my ladies. I stayed with her the whole night while we were out. I came home with one of my ladies and went to bed. Now, the night don't end there. That's the problem. Therein lies the problem, the drama, the accusations, and everything else. But man, I just remember I was like sleeping. I was probably sleeping on Eric's shoulder. I don't know, but I woke up and saw that big, beautiful single mom up on stage. I was like, oh my goodness. Y'all think Janice had a big ass back then? You should have seen this chick up on the stage. She was, I would describe her as voluptuous. And that's putting it light. She was like a medium large voluptuous. Them high heels were crying. They were screaming underneath all that weight. So much tension. Anyhow, so I'm in the bed. And at some point, I don't know how long later, hours later, at some point, Fatima wakes me up. I don't know how in the hell she woke me up, because I've been drinking all day. And just like she said, you were dreaming. I said, hell, I must have been dreaming about my girlfriend. Having some good dreams. She wakes me up. I'm like, what? I'm sleeping. What's the problem? What is going on? So she rouses my ass out of bed. And I walk in, and we had a bedroom. It's a little one bedroom. So I like walk out of the bedroom, and then there's the door. And Janice is standing like sort of in the doorway. And from what I remember, Jezebel was standing on the balcony, the entranceway, right? But I'm like, what is going on? Why are you waking me up? Janice told me, she said, Troy won't open the door to Jezebel. I said, what do you mean he won't open the door? She's probably sleeping. My God, what time is it, you know? Fucking wee hours of the morning. Y'all done woke me up. He's like, no, he's pissed off. He won't let her in. He locked her out. So let's just say it's 3 in the morning. Most of the bars close at 2, so I figured, 3 in the morning. Like, no, he's pissed or yakking. He won't let her in the house. Okay, can she sleep on the couch? And look, my ladies knew me and they know me well enough. I don't like fucking surprises, right? So when she shows up and says, hey, can I sleep on the couch? They knew better than to give her permission without waking me up and letting me make the call or making me aware of it. So to their credit, they showed me some love and respect, woke my ass up. Hey, can the girl sleep on the couch? They're yakking. And my first foggy response, I said, he's not locking her out. The man was drinking beer. He's probably just sleeping hard. Tell her to beat on the gate harder. He's not gonna lock her out and make her stay out on the fucking street. She ain't got no money, no credit cards, nowhere to go. That's why she was at our place. I said, the dude wouldn't do that. He's just sleeping. My God, he's old. He's been drinking all day. Just tell her to beat on the gate harder. No. 100%. He's pissed off. He won't let her in the house. So anyhow, they paint the picture. They're standing there. And look, the couch is in the living room.
It's burnt now.
I'm in the bedroom. With the door closed. That's where we slept.
Sit down. Open.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm trying to tell a story here. You're out here bothering my barbecue operation. Hey, Forrest G. So that was my initial thoughts, that he did not lock her out of the house, that he was just asleep. Now remember, here in the Philippines, right? A lot of places like this, you can't just walk up to a person's front door and knock on the door. You have a gate. Even smaller places, little townhouse, whatever, you got a gate. So the gate's locked. You can't get to the door to even beat on the door to get the guy up because of the gate. So all in my mind is thinking that the dude's just passed out. He's drunk, just like I'm drunk. You're not knocking loud enough to let the man know that you're home. Yeah, he's gonna be pissed, but I just did not see him making her stay out on the street. There's nowhere to go. She got no money, no credit card, right? But baby, she was quite clear that she thought he intentionally was not letting her in the house, right? I thought he was just drunk and a hard sleeper at the time. So at that point, what do I do? Okay, this is my buddy's girlfriend, number one. Number two, she's our friend. She has nowhere else to go. What am I gonna do? Say no? Or say, sleep on the couch? So that's what I said. I said, okay, yeah, of course, she can sleep on the couch, but I said, you get up, you tell her, make sure she gets up first thing in the morning, gets back down there and straightens this out, because if the man wakes up early and she's not there, he's obviously going to be worried about where his girlfriend is. Whether he's mad or not, he's obviously going to be concerned. And that's a shitty feeling, right? So I said, okay, she can sleep on the couch, but get up first thing in the morning, 6 or 7 o'clock. It's just right down the way, just a few blocks down. And after I said that, my ass climbed back into my bed, closed the door, and passed out. And went to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay? This one here never left my side from the moment I got back to the house. She never left the house. From my perspective, when I woke up the next day, both of my ladies are there. Jezebel is not. She's gone. I make the assumption that she got her ass up early, went down, patched things up. She's down at Troy's house. That's what I assumed when I woke up. That's my perspective and involvement in the events. Now, see, where do I go from here? Well, number one, let's just, you put yourself into my shoes, that if your buddy's girlfriend shows up at your house and you're there with your wife and kids and she requests to sleep on the couch, you're gonna tell her no, stay out in the street? I tried to tell her to go back now, and they insisted no, they've been banging on the door, what have you, he ain't gonna open the door. What would you do? You're gonna let her sleep on the couch and get up and go home in the morning where she's safe, or you're gonna tell her, get the hell out of here? And what I've been trying to explain to her, the mafia code, and it's the same code that me and my close friends live by. The reason that she was able to sleep on the couch is because I had my 2 ladies, my son there. We're over in our room with the door closed and locked. If she wants to sleep on the couch, watch TV, get something to eat, she's in her own world over there. I'm not alone in the house with her. I'm there with 2 ladies. That's quite acceptable. Now, had she shown up there and I was by myself, there's no way that chick is setting foot into my house. There's no way that she's setting foot into my house. You don't do that. If she would have showed up on my door and knocked on the door, I said, stop right there, put my slippers on and said, come on. And you go down to the nearest trike driver and say, hey, I want to go on record that this girl just showed up at my house, knocked on my door, and asked to sleep on my couch, and I told her no. I'm going on record with you right now. Once you go on record with the trike driver, okay, get in the trike. We're going straight down to my buddy's house, and I don't care if I got to cut the lock on the gate or lay on that trike's horn until his ass gets up. He's coming out and going to deal with his chick. Because you don't allow yourself to be accused of that shit. But it wasn't the situation. I'm there, Big Pumpkin, Janice, my son. I'm in my own bedroom with the door locked. I'm passed out sleeping as it is. I made the right call. It's the only call that was to be made. So did I do anything wrong? Well, I think about it, all the trouble that this situation has caused. And if I had it to do over, I think what I would have done is said, nope. Everybody load up. We're going down there right now, all of us. Me, Fatima, Janice, Jezebel, Fast Eddie, everybody. We're going to go down there and make sure that this man gets his ass up out of bed and that he's okay. And that she gets back where she needs to go. I'd have lit some damn firecrackers off to wake the man up. But I didn't.
Because you're drunk.
Of course I was drunk. I've been drinking all day. I've been drinking at the beach. I was drinking over there at Barcelona. I was drinking at the Naked Bar. So I wasn't in any condition to say, let's all load up and go down there. Folks, I was doing good just to get up out of bed because I don't know what the hell was going on. You got to get up. Come in here. Was there a fire going on? The police at the door? What the hell's going on? So, from my perspective, when I woke up the next day, the girl was gone. And then how do I tell this part? Well, the damage was done. My buddy Troy somehow got it in his head. I don't know what was said between him and his lady, between him and Fast Eddie. And oh, by the way, Fast Eddie's his right-hand man. It's a key point I have to bring up. Fast Eddie was his right-hand man at the time. Did a lot for him. Depended on him a lot. That's a key piece of evidence. So, that was my night. The next day, it develops pretty quickly. I get accused of sleeping with this girl. But the ladies slowly paint me a picture of what actually happened that night. And I think at first they didn't want to rat the girl out because Filipinas stick together. But as I kept getting accused, and a lot of people in the comments picked up on his comments, and you know, my buddies laying out comments out there accusing me publicly, and I'm just not reacting. I'm not saying nothing, trying to give him time to calm down.
But
You know,
it's
just-
too much now.
Just trying to give him time to calm down, to where I was hoping that he'd just come to his senses, you know, deleted all them comments and all the accusations and apologized to me.
But he's not.
Sometimes you just got to put time and distance between some event. You know, time heals most things. Not all things, but it heals most things. And so I just, until now, until right now, this is years ago, I'm just now addressing this because, why am I addressing this? Because we're all getting older, and buddy, I don't want you going to your grave thinking that your good friend slept with your girlfriend. That's why I'm telling the story and I'm setting shit straight. I don't want you to go down or me go down and you think that's what happened that night. Because the story I'm telling you right now is exactly what happened. Now, Filipinas stick together. Jezebel sort of put them in the trick bag because they knew what happened, and they got the trust of her to keep this information. But then they got, or do they have loyalty to me? Who are they loyal to? Initially they were loyal to her, but as the time, and they don't want to get involved, right? They know the chismes, they like to listen to the chismes, they don't want any conflict. But eventually, the story as it came out, and I learned the story, was Jezebel showed up at our place in the trike with Fast Eddie to ask if she could sleep on the couch. So Fast Eddie was down there waiting on her. Now, and buddy, if you're watching this, I mean, maybe this stings a little bit, but so be it. The story that she told was that she, Jezebel, and Fast Eddie had been out on the beach having relations, doing the hibbity-hibbity, knocking boots, 10 toes up, 10 toes down, the mambo wombo, okay? The hibbity-hibbity.
Kissing naman ko.
Well, kissy, whatever they were doing. Only them two know exactly what they were doing. But when she showed up with Fast Eddie to ask to sleep on the couch, there had already been some relations. And she freely admitted it to the ladies. And after they received permission, I say they, you know, the three Filipinas cleared it with me that she could sleep on the couch, and I went back to bed. Janice rolled out on the beach for a few minutes to hang out, see what was going on. I think she's just nosy. And so Jezebel's out on the beach with Fast Eddie. They're doing some more drinking. And then Janice came on back to the crib and left them out on the beach. Right?
Yeah. Then she saw.
And as she looks back, she sees them, I got an eyewitness, doing a little kissy, having relations. So it wasn't just he said, she said, or she said. No, I got an eyewitness that saw them having relations. And folks, it's hard for me to put this out there. But at some point,
You need to clear your
Yeah,
name, Richard.
it's not even about clearing my name in the public. Folks, this is an entertainment game. All right, this has been festering for years. I'm not worried about what the public thinks, because you can tell the truth about something and people still gonna believe what they're gonna believe. But I want to clear myself with one person, and that's my friend. And so that's what happened. Janice came back to the house, and I don't know, at some point she knocks on the door and sleeps on the couch, right? At some point she does show up, sleeps on the couch, but she is gone by the time I get up. So she left pretty early. I'm assuming she showed up and slept on the couch, right? Okay, so she did show up for a little bit, get a nap, and then leave out of there. Now the story I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, Big Pumpkin, didn't she borrow some money from, she borrowed some money from Auntie Mercy and caught a bus down to Manila, back to her crib. So I don't know if she went down there in the morning to try to get back in. He wouldn't let her in. Brother, that's only a question that only you know, only she knows. Maybe she just went straight to the bus station. I don't know. I don't know the answer to all this. But that's what went down. That's what went down. And again, you know, a lot of times you just got to put time and distance between these events and let people calm down, come to their senses. A lot of times they'll come to their senses and apologize to you for just thinking crazy thoughts and realize who their friends are. But that hasn't happened. And at this point, I said, you know what, man, I don't want either one of us taking a dirt nap, and that's what you think. So I'll just answer the question directly at this point. Okay, did I sleep with Jezebel? The answer is absolutely not. My goodness. And it sort of pisses me off. And, you know, and when you're good friends with people, you can express these emotions. It pisses me off that you would even think that. I'm pissed at that. I'm pissed that you think that. But as the same sense, you're my good friend. I knew you were hurting. You obviously felt like you got betrayed, but it pisses me off that you would even fucking think that I would do that to you. What pisses me off too, selfishly about this situation, is I lost a good friend. I lost the companionship of a good friend that I was hanging out with almost on a daily basis. And hell, the only other friend I had was Eric. So I lost 50% of my damn friends in the Philippines over some shit that I didn't have nothing to do with. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm about to move this camera. All right, so look, Big Pumpkin's out of frame just a little bit. Okay? But that camera was getting so hot in that sun, I had to put it over here in the shade. Selfishly, that's what I lost. I lost a good friend, companionship, listening to stories, drinking beer, cooking. That pissed me off. Like, what the fuck? I didn't do nothing. Now I just lost my good friend over this shit who won't listen to anybody. Well, I hope you listen now. Because I've given you enough time to cool down, man. I didn't have nothing to do with it, but the brutal truth is that it was your truck driver, your right-hand man. How do you want me to sugarcoat it? Okay, there was some heinousness that went down that night. It was your right-hand man, Fast Eddie. And from what I've heard, that's his game. Not just with Jezebel, but other foreigners. Sort of goes after foreigners, old ladies. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I just tell you what the chismis is. What the chismis is that wasn't his one-off. That's his game. The other reason I was hesitant, because you rely upon that dude for so many things. But what I've heard, baby, correct me if I'm wrong, that he's already fired that guy, right?
I don't know.
Who knows what? I don't fucking know, folks. Folks, it's like the story I told many times. My buddy Don. Don was 80 years old, whatever he was. His wife, well, they supposedly married. He called her his wife. Oh, different girlfriend. Sorry, baby. Anyhow, 3 girlfriends ago. I had a girlfriend from Samar, small village, and there was a girl in her village who was married to, or I don't know, a guy named Don. That's how I met him down in the village, and he had a place up here in Angeles City. So come to Angeles City, hang out with Don. There's a kuya there. There's a kuya there. That's the driver and the handyman, the houseboy, whatever you want to call him. And so we hang out with him, what have you. No big deal. I thought the guy was just his driver. Again, that loyalty that locals have to locals and Filipinas have to Filipinas, that loyalty weighs more than the loyalty to you or me. And it has family implications and also village implications. And so they're not going to let us in on the secret. It's not a secret to them. It's open knowledge to everybody but you. And what happened was this girl had a husband down in the village, a local husband. And so she was with Don. They went down to the village to visit. They were building a house there. And she said, hey, why don't we hire this guy? He's a good hard worker, whatever. That's her husband. So she convinced my buddy into hiring her husband, brought him up here to Angeles City. Now every time, you know, Don goes out to have a drink with his buddies at the bar, they can play man and wife over there. Everybody in the village knew this. My old lady knew this. But she didn't admit this to me until much later on. You see how things work? Because if she tells me and I tell Don, and then he dumps her, my girl's in trouble with the whole village. See how that works? For cutting off this girl's income. Her loyalty is to her family in the village, not me or my buddy. And sort of the same thing with these ladies is initially they didn't tell me, right, baby? Initially they didn't tell me about the hibbity with Fast Eddie going on. I just thought I was being accused and, you know, but come to find out, Jezebel was out on the beach with Fast Eddie. So, that's the story. Do you want me to close this or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So Fatima is nibbling as usual. That's the story, folks. That's what I've been accused of for the past few years. I've let it go. I let it go until I thought, you know what, it's just time to put it to rest. If you're just joining me, did I sleep with my buddy's girlfriend a few years ago? No, I did not. I did not have sex with that woman. But there was some foul play between she and Fast Eddie. Again, didn't have nothing to do with me. Just the way it is. I just got caught up in their LQ. It was a love triangle, but I wasn't part of the motherfucking triangle. What do I do here going forward? The question is, people gonna believe me? I don't give a shit. Anybody believes me? Yeah, I told what happened. You know, they're little tiny tidbits and minor details that I can't remember. These ladies can. Janice was with me the whole night when we went out, and so she knows all those details. But really, they're okay. Let me show you the barbecue I just cooked for y'all, folks. Look at that right there. I just made that for Big Pumpkin. She is one lucky lady. I got them ND filters on. She is one lucky lady to have me as a barbecue chef. You just dropped that pepper in the dirt and you're just gonna stick it in there? Put it over there so you know which one you can wash it off.
This one, yeah.
Okay, well make sure you wash that one off.
We're going to eat. We save you.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and eat. Just save me a plate. I'll finish this up. Hold on a second, Big Pumpkin. Is there anything you want to add to this story?
What I'm going to add?
Or anything that you want to add that people might want to know? Pretty clear cut, right?
Yeah. So say. I don't care what do you think. As no we're not.
Yeah. All right, yeah, y'all go eat. Turn the TV off. Y'all go eat.
Turn off the TV. Dala akong iPad o akong cellphone.
Let me close this thing up a little bit. It is rolling hot. Man, that thing did great today. Go ahead and close her up. Slow her down a little bit there. Cut off the oxygen to the fire triangle. And folks, look, nothing I do here is scripted. A lot of my videos are just more hanging out with me, just like you were sitting here. What else do you say? What are the lessons learned here? What could I have done different? I don't know. Maybe when they started having an LQ, just say, you know what, I'm out too. I'm going home. I could have just went home, stayed at home with my ladies all night. Then I wouldn't have been part of this. Well, that don't make any sense, because if she had went out, she would still be knocking on my damn door at 2 or 3 o'clock trying to find a place to stay for the night. What else could have done different? You know, like I said, if I wasn't drunk off my ass, I would have just said, nope, you ain't staying here, but everybody, let's go. We're gonna go get the man up. If I gotta cut the damn lock and beat his door down. Yo, dog, wake your ass up, get out here and get your chick. Y'all handle your business. She up there trying to sleep on my couch. I could have done that. That would have been a better course of action. But I don't think I was capable. I was drinking. I was partying like a rock star all day, all afternoon, all evening, to the point that I ran out of gas at the Naked Bar. And you know I like big, thick ladies. I like big, thick ladies, stretch marks, big asses, little chubbiness. So you know that if I left the Naked Bar early, with all them single moms up in there, you know I was out of gas, okay? Let's use deductive reasoning too. Okay, back then I had 2 ladies laid up in the bed with me. I was pretty content. Do you think I needed to try to sleep with my buddy's girlfriend? Or you think I pretty much had plenty with what was already in my bed? Most times in my life, I roll with 2 ladies. Why? Because I'm a more grounded person. I don't chase the ladies if I got 2 at home. I'm pretty content. But in my history, when I've only had 1 lady, I'm always on the hunt. I'm going out on the hunt, chasing women, getting in trouble. But if I got 2 at home, I'm a grounded person. I'm pretty easy to get along with. So think about that. I'm laid up in the bed, 1 here, 1 here. I'm pretty goddamn happy that just to be asleep and try to sleep it off. So there's a lot of things about it that just didn't make sense. But you know, when we get those feelings in our head, sometimes that suspicion, especially that suspicion of betrayal, it's hard to get it out of your head. We've all been there. And then when you're dealing with a dishonest woman, a chick who's cheating on you, and you know it, but you can't just get the smoking gun evidence, you know that feeling. We've all had it. And it's just an unsettling feeling right up until you either catch her red-handed or really you got to catch her red-handed. Because if you get that feeling, you're pretty much right most of the time. You just got to wait until you catch her red-handed, and then it puts your mind at ease in the long run. You know, and that's why, like, some people like to snoop their old ladies' phones and check up on them. That's just not my game. I just give them plenty of rope to hang themselves with, figuratively speaking, because at some point it's going to come out. So I'm not going to waste my life snooping people's stuff or checking up on people or verifying stories. I don't have time for that. If you just wait long enough, it'll stare you in the face, and it's time to get rid of them and move on. So there you go. Folks, let me know how you would have handled the incident. This is called a decision forcing case. If you're me, laid up in my condo, drunk, my two ladies, and your friend's girlfriend knocks on the door and says, "Can I sleep on your couch? Because we had an LQ and he won't let me in the door." What would you do? What would you do? Leave it down in the comments. Would you slam the door in her face, make her sleep in the street? Or would you let her in? Or would you round everybody up and go down to the man's house? What would you do? I just told you what I did, and it didn't work out so well. I lost a good friend over it, at least temporarily. I hope at some point we can patch things up, drink some beers, and laugh about this bullshit. But I'm all about bros before hoes. I'm going to eat some barbecue, folks. Hope this clears things up. Some of y'all, you believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. But again, it's like I was explaining to her, mafia rules. And anybody who knows anything about the mafia will explain it to you. You know, you don't go to another man's, especially a made man's house, and visit with his wife when he's not there by yourself. That's how you get killed. But it's okay to go there with other people to check up on her. That's acceptable. But you don't go there by yourself. You don't let her come over to your place by yourself. But if she comes over to your place and your wife and kids are there, obviously that's quite acceptable. There's these certain rules. Just like, who's the FBI guy that did the Donnie Brasco gig? He's talking about he's sitting at the bar one night. You know, he's hanging out, trying to get in with these folks somehow, however he can do it. He's sitting at the bar, and the way that he sort of got in with these folks is that one of the chicks comes over and starts talking to him, and he knew that she was with some other guys, with some other crew. So the minute she walked off, he told the bartender, hey, come over here. I want to go on record right now that chick came and talked to me. I didn't ask her anything. I didn't go talk to her. She came over here to sit by me. So I'm going to go on record right now. He said, okay, yeah, I saw the whole thing. No problem. But oh, by the way, her boyfriend went bye-bye. So you're cleared hot. But that's how he got the in, according to him, because then the bartender knew this guy knew the rules. By saying, hey, I want to go on record that chick came over here and sat down by me, or asked me if I wanted her number, or whatever she said. But had she been with another crew and he doesn't go on record, now it looks like he's guilty. It should get you killed. My situation, I didn't need to go on the record. I had people surrounding us all night long. We were in public places. When I went home, I was with my 2 ladies and my kid. She came to us asking for help. Truth be told, she wasn't asking me for help. She was coming asking the ladies for help. But my ladies know me. And they know that if I wake up and there's Carla, they know that if I wake up and there's Jezebel sleeping on my couch without my permission, I'll throw everybody out of the fucking house. So, truth be told, she didn't ask me for nothing. She was asking the ladies, can I sleep on the couch? They said, oh shit, we gotta wake up the king. Or this motherfucker will be a crazy man tomorrow. I don't like surprises like that. I don't want there to be any bad blood over shit like that that's not necessary. Just follow the fucking rules. Follow the code. The simple code. But nowhere during that night I feel like I did anything wrong. Maybe I could have been a little more assertive with the chick that, hey, you need to go home. You're disrespecting your man. You're not hanging out with us tonight. Go home. Is that my place or my position? Do I have standing to tell her not to fucking go out in the public place? Again, we're all friends. It wasn't like she just showed up out of left field. We didn't know the girl. We're all friends. A mutual friend group and support group. Tell me what you'd do different in the comments. I'm gonna go eat some barbecue. Like I said, buddy, hopefully we can patch things up, man. Get back to barbecuing, smoking meat, cooking. Love to. Let's put this misunderstanding behind us. I'm just upset because I don't get to hang out with you anymore. That's the only thing I'm pissed off about. God damn. We used to kick it every night, man. Fuck. Sort of been a lonely motherfucker ever since. Love looking at those mountains over there near Zimbalist. Alright, I'm out of here. Said I'm out here a million times. I'm out of here now. Y'all hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Whatever you got to do. Helps out with them Google squirrels. We certainly appreciate you. Peace out, my friends.